You're watching a live sports presentation of Texas Student Television.
The rivalry continues in the Lonestar Intramural Basketball Showdown. It's Texas and Texas A&M here at Gregory Gym. First, you saw the women's game, then the co-eds game, and now we bring you to the women's game. Hi, Brooks Cabina here alongside Johnny Kramer here on TSTV Game Day. We got the third game of a three-game series between Texas and Texas A&M. It's an intramural showdown. We've seen these two games beforehand, Johnny, and the way it looks, Texas is going to roll away with this one.
Absolutely. The first two games, both blowouts, but A&M has their eyes set on the men's championship here, and the way they're going to do it, their men's team is named the Toon Squad. Just like Wile E. Coyote in the Looney Tunes, they have to get out and run. A lot of athleticism on their team roster is stacked. That means they got to push the tempo, get easy baskets, because in the women's game, in the co-ed game, they didn't get easy baskets at all. Therefore, they lost both games by over 30 points. Yeah,
both games over 30 points. So talking to Colton Krennick, one of the players on the Texas A&M team, said, we've got to do better than that. Hopefully, there's a better showing. We didn't drive all the way here for nothing. But this is a student government initiative and a rec sports initiative from both sets of teams. Started 2 years ago, and Texas ended up winning last year. This is the second year they've done it. And no team has ever been swept. They do it in football and basketball. Last time they split in the women's and men's. This time, Texas is trying to go for the sweep. And we're just a few minutes away here from Gregory Gym. What used to have the varsity team from Texas today brings Texas and Texas A&M back together. So let's go ahead and get a look over at the Texas lineup. They're represented by the SIGEP seniors. It'll be number 15, Kyle Eckert, 21, Maxwell Guarnieri, 42, Carter Kemp. Wearing number 45 will be Drew Raymond, and number 51 will be Alex Rain King. To Texas A&M, as Johnny named, they are the Toon Squad. It'll be number 0, Connor Hugh, number 1, Andrew Barnes. Wearing number 3 will be Leon Lombard, and 4, Jake Bishop will be in out with 11, Grant Jolly. As we look at these two teams, A&M, as they're warming up, seem to have the size, Johnny, but on the other end, Texas, pretty good shooter.
Absolutely, Brooks. And one thing I look at with intramural sports in general, again, these teams coach themselves. There is no coaches. It's all on the players to kind of get their game plan in order. And I think that is a definite advantage when you look at this for UT because of the SIGEP seniors. I'm not sure how familiar our audience is with the SIGEP house at the University of Texas, but they have an indoor basketball court in their house.
They do.
So obviously that's indicative for these players to be able to practice a lot more together and kind of learn each other's tendencies, and so that should help them get ready for a game like today.
Right, and that SIGEP basketball court has some bleachers next to it, so sometimes they're used to playing in front of fans whenever they can get a chance.
I'm sure when they're there, with their fraternity brothers, I'm sure that they're used to heckling and the airball chants. So no kind of rowdy crowd will get them down today. They're used to it.
And you mentioned both these teams used to playing in intramurals. You know, at this point, these players, one of the big factors is just being able to play full court. It's been rough for these guys to come out and just be able to assert that much energy, but we'll see what we have tonight.
Exactly, and it comes down to, again, both of these teams are here because they won their own championships. So regardless of whether the Toon Squad has a basketball court in their own house or the SIGEP house obviously does, as we talked about, these teams have already played with each other a bunch, and these guys know each other. They know each other's games and how they kind of mesh.
Right.
So it'll be fun to see it today, and I'm looking forward to a competitive ball game, Brooks.
Well, as the two get on the court, I'm disappointed to not see Bill Murray or Michael Jordan, heck, Bugs Bunny or anyone else from the Toon Squad, but they've got them out there. And to jump will be Grant Jolly going off against Maxwell Guarnieri. So there'll be Andrew Rexroth in the center court. 20-minute halves. They'll run until 2 minutes, and then they'll stop whenever it goes out of bounds or timeouts, and each team gets 2. And here we are underway. Texas gets the tip-off, and they start off here at the court. Kemp coming on the left side, throws it up top. Nice pass down low into Rain King, and he lays it in for 2.
Great spin move by Rain King right there. Really taking control early. Got the basket. He was assertive as soon as he touched it. Good start for the SIGEPs.
A&M trying to back down low. Gives it up top. Oh, and stolen away by Eckert. He's got a free lane. He'll just coast it in. A nice, easy layup by Rain King. Nice name. Rain and King. So he's both the king and he's reigning at the same time.
He's reigning supreme so far. 4 early points.
From the first 2 games, a lot of turnovers on the co-ed team and the women's team. You see another one right there coming off the foot of Tyler McGuire. And I'm just trying to feel comfortable in this game. We haven't seen that yet from either team. So Texas leading 4-0. Just only a minute transpired in our game here.
Both teams are running the man-to-man early, so.
Texas backing down again. Trying to kick out. See if Rexroth. Nope. He'll throw it back in across court. Driving in the lane. A nice left hand from Eckert, but it doesn't go.
The Toon Squad seems to be varying their defense. They started man-to-man on that possession. It looked like they transferred into a 2-3 zone in the later stages.
Well, right now, Texas running their man-on-man defense as well and trying to pick it out. Holding on to it, being able to get out of there is Pettigrew, and he lays it back in, and then it is missed, and Texas able to get the rebound. Pettigrew, pretty good all-star for his high school team, Clear Brook, as there's a jump shot made. Good shot from Andrew Rexroth. They're on the board.
In rhythm for 2 here. Now the Toon Squad, they need a basket here before this game gets out of hand. The Sig Eps already 6 quick points and a travel going back to Sig Ep. Man.
That's their second turnover. Once came off the foot, down the travel, and Texas already with a 6-0 run. That doesn't help at all.
Again, as I talked about to lead off this broadcast, Toon Squad, no easy baskets. They got to get out and run. That starts with getting stops.
Here on the right side, they try and get their first stop. Throws it left. Rexroth for 3. No good. And it's rebounded by Texas. Tries to pitch it in. Excellent heads-up move by Pettigrew. Now they're in transition.
Trying to move a little bit.
Now
transition 3.
McGuire no good from there, but a nice move from Pettigrew. And, oh, it just rims out. Man, that's as close as you can get. And that just hurts your heart when you see that. But then that's another offensive possession where there are no points for the Aggies.
Yeah, tough possession there for the Toon Squad not to get a basket. You saw Alex Pettigrew underneath the basket. He thought he got fouled on the putback attempt. Looked pretty close, no call.
Deciding not to take that 3 and backing down is Rain King. A nice move, and they can't get it to go. Able to get that rebound right against the baseline, and they're going to call that out of bounds and give it to Texas.
Rain King being incredibly aggressive here early. You got to like it. Sig Eps know who their go-to guy is down low, and as soon as he gets it, he's ready to make moves and make money.
We haven't heard of a cash prize yet for the winner, but they definitely get a trophy as that 3's no good, and A&M be able to get the rebound.
I don't want to get these guys in trouble with the NCAA. There's no.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the NCAA is looking all over this one.
There's no monetary compensation.
Oh, an NBA won't take it from you, and that one's an air ball, and we'll have the first substitutions for the Toon Squad. Here comes Leon Lombard. They say he's a distant relative of Vince Lombardi. He's so distant, they say, they've taken the I off his last name.
I saw what you did there, though. That was very clever.
You like that?
I like it.
So they start off 6-0 lead for the Horns. 5 minutes into this first half. Really backing down against Texas A&M. Haven't been able to get a deep shot yet. A&M letting them have that on the outer rim. So driving in, trying to keep it is Rain King. Able to get it out. Rexroth throws it down and banked in. An 8-0 run.
Great ball movement, great cut there, and an excellent dish. This Sig Ep, these brothers clearly have played together for a while.
Well, they've done plenty of things together in the same fraternity, but here's the first shot up and not good again, and Texas diving away for it. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be A&M ball. Been close. Nice little floater from Barnes, but just couldn't get it to go. Texas defense working pretty stoutly here. 5 minutes with no score. Trying to pick and roll. Barnes for 3, no good. See, they get him on the 2-on-1 here. Ecker with the left layup, good.
Easy baskets, as we talked about. SIGEP getting easy baskets, the Toon Squad not getting out and running because they're not getting stops. So they are always having to go up against the SIGEP half-court defense, getting nothing.
In the last couple of games, 30-point wins. This one on the way to it right now, 10-0. Nice move out there, Lombard, and that won't go. So 3 in a row. They try a dish. There it is. Aggies finally on the ball.
Good second chance opportunity right there from Krennic.
Right in the transition. Oh, my goodness, in. Right in the transition, Rain King just decided to drive left baseline. Got the hack, too. Now up 10. He gets a chance at the first free throw.
Well, what that was, we'll call that happy coasting, Brooks, because the Toon Squad was so relieved they finally got on the board. A nice jog, Sunday jog through the park back on defense. Guess what? SIGEPs, as they say when they throw a SIGEP party, they turn down for what? So they turned down the volume, turned it back up, ran down the court even after a made basket, and the Toon Squad wasn't in position to play D. Easy basket and a foul.
Well, we're in our first time out here. Maybe Toon Squad's pulling out some of Michael's stuff, some Mike stuff. I don't see any water around or any Gatorade bottles.
Hopefully the big monsters don't show up, though.
That would not be good.
I remember I had those stuffed animals as a kid when they were like the cute little ones, and then they got the powers.
Just transformed?
Yeah, and they became the that's kind of, I guess, what they need, though.
Yeah, Patterson could use a couple to knock this gym out so he'd have an excuse to build a new one. That'd be nice. New plan. So out of the timeout, we'll get to see Ranking get the first free throw of the game. Horns already up 10.
Ranking already 6 points, looking for 7 here early. 7 minutes into this ball game. We're not even 7 minutes. He can have 7 points. So great start for him.
Another Burnett. 13-2. Krennic, the only player on the Aggies with the point right now. Got that on the right-handed hook. Comes over trying to lay a pick for Barnes. There he is backing down. See if he can use that size. Another hook, no good.
I like the idea, though. Get the ball inside. Try to get some looks closer to the basket where you're not shooting from 25, 30 feet out.
Krennic is centered. Oh, look right there. A beautiful pass down low to Rexroad. Lays it in for the dish.
That was a dipsy-do. Dandy. What a dish. Great finish.
Krennic again trying to get it. Loses it. Gets it back. He tries to anger him way through, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Very active hands on the defensive end for SIGEP.
Texas is very good at using the full court transition. They're very quick, very fast. They do seem to catch the Toon Squad looking every once in a while. They just don't transition very well on defense. That one no good. Things just going even worse for the Aggies. They'll try another substitution. Here comes Jake Bishop and Tyler McGuire.
Yeah, A&M, when you're down by 13 here now, they're down by 13, only 2 points on the board here, almost approaching 8 minutes gone. You can't give away free points at the line.
Well, there's one more. Now, Aggies back down 12. 12 minutes to go here in the half. Texas working the inside very low. Nice pump fake from Rain King, and he can't get it to go. Gets the poke out. Krennic able to hold on. Very quick is Rain King. Was able to get a pump fake, run through, down low, and try and get up the layup. And now on the other end, defensively, trying to bat it out. Now for three. McGuire, no good.
A&M is getting open looks here. They just got to knock them down. That's about their third open three this game that they just clanked off the back rim.
They'll try another three. Barnes, no good. You feel like the recipe for insanity is doing the same thing over and over. Oh, beautiful dish back. Tries to throw it back up to the top of the key. They'll reset. Eckert driving the lane. Up with a shot, no good, and Krennic takes it
A&M's got to run here. A&M's got numbers. They got to run. They got to push it.
They'll draw the foul at least. Barnes can't get the layup in, but he'll get 2 shots to be free.
And they'll get to the line with a chance to score, and that's how they're going to get back in this ball game.
I think that's the only ball that got stuck up there on the rim. Try to bring it down. They at least got it that way. Texas has that as a delay tactic because they know the clock doesn't stop until 2 minutes. They're just going to let that one sit up there.
Got to make their free throws.
In comes Andrew Rexroth, he comes out. Now with 11 minutes approaching, A&M really jacking up the threes. They haven't been very good for it today. Missed 4 of them so far. Able to knock down 2 free throws here to bring it 15-4. Transition defense. A&M running that man-to-man. Barnes cutting in against Guarnieri. Your ranking will try his luck from 3. In and out. Terrific move to get it out to Rexroth on the left wing. So you can lay a pick for him. He decides to drive. Into the lane, up with the shot, and it is stuck again.
Stuck in the basket. Wow. Right in the rim.
Tough luck.
Yeah.
Tough luck. He would have been there for a nice putback. Maybe give him a chance for a 17-4 lead. Toon squad.
But you got to love Ranking's aggressiveness still. The entire game he's going after it.
Well, Barnes some aggression there, and his shot is way too high and far, and Texas gets the rebound off the backboard. Now in transition, here comes Rexroth. The left wing back with it. Texas A&M looking to have their biggest substitution of the game with 3, and there's a big tussle for
that
in
was
the middle
a big
of the floor.
collision. Wow. It's getting physical out there, Brooks. Whoo. Better bring those knee pads.
Have a chance to bring in their substitutions, too.
There was a couple elbow collisions. Hopefully these guys should bring out the Barry Bonds armor. Man.
We'll put that in the list for them. Intramurals get to use their own equipment sometimes, so sometimes they can get their own advantage, maybe. Driving in the lane, Eckert blocked, but fouled. You came in tough. He's debating on it. Seemed a little clean, but not getting much dish on it.
What you got to love about the SIG apps, the UT squad, is when they have the ball, great movement, a lot of screens, a lot of cutting. And again, these guys just know each other so well. Great ball movement, very unselfish. That's why they're getting a lot better looks right now than A&M.
Well, that one not a very good look at all, and it's blocked by Hughes. See if they take it in transition. They'll slow it down.
I think I jinxed them. That was my fault.
Well, that one will remain Texas's ball.
It's the first block of the game for A&M right there. Much needed.
Yeah. See if they can make something of it as Kemp comes into the game. Subbing in for Drew Raymond.
And you look at it now, about 8 minutes. If this was a college game, real NCAA game, this would be the under 8 timeout that we'd be approaching right now. A&M has to look at it. They got to keep this in single digits come halftime. Down 11 now. They got to try to make a run.
Right there, they had an excellent backdoor pass that just couldn't get too ahead. Pettigrew saw it, but it came right behind Bishop, and he couldn't hold on to possibly get the points in. A&M may have a little bit of a rivalry of its own going in its end. Alex Pettigrew and Colton Krennick played against each other in high school back in the Houston area. Seem to be working fine together. Here's Rexroth for 3, no good. Excellent rebound from Eckert, though, and it's poked away.
The active hands for A&M there. Out on the run.
Krennick fighting for it. It just can't seem to hold on. It was attacked like him. It seemed like the Piranhas were coming after the basketball.
Quick hands all around. Back-to-back-to-back steals. Man, this is a theft's paradise.
Certainly seeming IM at this point. Now another 3. Lombard no good. Still testing their luck on it as Krennick throws it off the side of the backboard. Nothing working at all for the Aggies.
I got to tell you, we got to get UTPD on speed dial here because this is theft galore right now. Wow.
See if Texas gets a chance to extend their lead. 7 minutes until the half. Driving the lane up. There was shot Eckert, no good, but fouled. Eckert taking this game in his own hands. Driving into the lane. He's getting a couple of good pick and rolls. Get a chance to shoot some free throws. So we hit the 7-minute mark. Low scoring half at first, but the Aggies just can't get any of their shots to go. They're playing well defensively.
And again, yes, in this game, the clock does not stop on free throws, so UT is extending the lead at the same time, but they're still, time is going off the clock.
Sometimes I wonder if Eckert will just take the ball, lie down, and use it as a pillow.
Yeah, that soccer mindset comes into play in games like this. Like, how much time can we waste?
Well, Hugh not wasting any time, and he's fouled as he tries to go to the hoop. He'll go to 2. And that 3 there is the only one they'll make. Too bad it's out of regulation.
And you got to love the tunes. The Toon Squad, very apropos to their name. Sometimes, you know, it feels like when you watch the old cartoon, Wile E. Coyote would get crushed by the anvil. Would he give up? No. He'd get back out there and keep running. And that's what they're trying to do. Down 11 now, but they're still being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. And if they can get some easy points, this game could get closer very quickly.
Well, Jolly goes in for Krennic. Krennic hit put on the first points of the board for A&M. And tack on a few more, and now 16-6 is the deficit. 5.5 to play. A&M being a lot more aggressive with their substitutions. That backdoor pass just goes outside. Ecker thought he saw it. It was open, but just no communication between him and Carter Kemp. And it's a turnover towards the Aggies.
And A&M definitely has gotten more in the flow of this game. Started out 10-0 UT. Now over the last 12 minutes, 6-6. So that they've kept it even since they unfortunately gave up a 10-0 start for them.
So here's Tyler McGuire. Kicks it out to Hugh. The three no good. That's the trend. Longhorns in transition. They don't have the numbers, but bowling for it anyway. And it ends up being called on a whistle, and Texas will retain possession. Krennic subs back in for the Aggies. Comes in for Hugh. Barnes gets the foul on the hack. That's his first foul. Now a three taken from Texas. It's good.
That's the difference. UT knocking down the long-range shots. A&M 4 or 5 open threes so far. Haven't made one.
Rexroad knocking down the first three for either team. Now it's 19-6. Krennic with the air ball. And it's back into Texas transition. Feeling good now. Rexroad dishing it down. A beautiful pass and in.
And a foul, and that's what we've been saying. This will be a game decided on easy points, as it usually is. So far, A&M not taking advantage when they get a stop. Siget, every time they get a stop, they are running.
So here's a chance to add more on it. No good. Krennic trying to save. It'll be A&M ball regardless. But this is the second time this tournament's been around. Last year,
I believe they reversed the call, Brooks.
Did they really?
Staying with UT.
We have to talk to him about that. Texas getting the ball. 3.5 to play here in the half. Feeling pretty steady with this lead. Ranking, swinging around, gets up to Eckert. Driving the lane, quick and outside. Here's Ranking for three. And it's good.
This game is, right now, finishing the first half just as it started. UT on an 8-0 run now to extend this lead to 18.
And I'm trying to get back on the board, quickly shot. And it's no good. Now a transition back the other way. Rexroad taking it to the hoop, and he's fouled.
Ooh. Rexroad absolutely showed some hops on that. I thought his head was going to hit the bottom of the rim.
Well, Lombard came over and was making sure that that shot would not go in the basket. Gave a couple of free ones. Clock will stop once it hits 2 minutes. Seems like they'll bring Jake Bishop in on another substitution for the Aggies. Coming up at halftime, we'll have Peter Splendorial back with us. First one, no good. Be interviewing one of the A&M players at halftime here on Texas Student Television.
And A&M obviously going to have their group at halftime. But right now, in the second half, it's just going to come down to making open shots. Again, as we talked about, 5 open threes so far, haven't made one. This would be a different ballgame if they had knocked in 3 of those open threes.
Instead, it's a 19-point lead for the Horns as Krennic lays a pick. A&M just trying to find some kind of way to get back in this game before the half. That three is no good from Lombard. Transition. Coming up, and it's a travel.
That was a travel, yeah. Going a little too fast. The King was going a little too fast for his own liking there.
Can't say it was dethroned. It was a jest, though, on that end. Krennic again, a nice post move, but won't go. See what Texas does on this transition. They've got the 3-2. Goes left, Eckert up with it. A beautiful underhand pass, and it rims out. That's just unfortunate. So what Lombard's able to do, Tyler McGuire into the lane. Fade away, in and out.
They just can't get anything to fall here, Brooks.
Longhorns must have put a glass over that rim. It's been a real struggle for the Aggies. Hit the minute mark. 50 seconds to play. We'll see if the Horns just try and play this one out before the half. Driving the lane, Rexroad up and in, and one. Oh, they've called the charge on him. Went right into the lane. A nice pickup from Grant Jolly.
Great D by Jolly, but I'll tell you what, getting kneed in that region, he can't feel so jolly right now. That had to hurt.
40 seconds to play. See if the Aggies can come back within 16 points. Pettigrew for three. In and out.
Another open three, another good look. Haven't made one so far this half. That's the reason it's 25-6.
At some point, they've got to feel like those are going to go in, because if you're not making shots, there's nothing else you can do. Those are wide open.
They certainly have to hope that, because right now they're getting open looks. They're getting good shots. They are, once they get it, when they get a stop, obviously they can clamp down on the D more. They're running, so they're getting good shots. They just have to start making them.
There'll be a foul on that one. Alex Ranking drew the clock all the way down to 10, and he was fouled. They'll inbound from the half court.
UT can save it for the end, or are they shooting free throws? Seventh team foul.
So they will be able to get a chance to go into the bonus, 1-1. Clock does stop under 2 minutes, so that's 8.3. The first one good. Back up to a 20-point lead.
Ryan King already in double figures. He has more points by himself than the Aggies have as a team, and he's getting closer to doubling what the Aggies have as a team.
He's on his way there, now at 27-6. See what the Aggies do just before the half. Kicking it down court. Here's Bishop. Nice spin. Goes up with a shot, and he's fouled as it's no good. And the refs call the foul on it, so he'll get a chance to shoot two before the end of this half.
Great take by Bishop. At least have a chance now to get it, push it back under 20 at the half. These are big free throws.
I'm not sure how much confidence they'll instill if he makes both of these. He's still a 19-point deficit if he makes them. And he doesn't.
Just
gets worse.
He's already off to a poor start. But I'll tell you what, every point counts. So if you're down 20, better than being down 21.
Right. Well, it's a beautiful day in Austin. There's at least that, right? And the second one, no good.
And
chunk it right before the half, and it is too far.
Yeah, that would have, if that had gone, you would have just, I think, the Toon Squad would have packed up their Looney Tunes lunchboxes and gone home.
Yeah, I think that's about right. That after one. It's the Horns 27, the Aggies 6 here at Gregory Gymnasium. First game, the women's took that one by a score of 57-20. The second game was between the co-eds. Texas won that too, 63-31. They scored 27-6, and the Lonestar Showdown in the intramural world in its second year in a row, Texas has won each of the series. Texas hasn't swept the Aggies yet, but they have a chance to do that tonight. And there's a little bit of a tendency not to want to do that because they feel maybe the Aggies won't want to do it anymore after a while. But it'll be interesting to see from their end, and we'll see how it goes later as we hear on halftime on Texas Student TV.
But yeah, so in the second half, as we talked about, Brooks, you can see the Toon Squad that they're talking to each other. They're trying to get their game plan together, but they do look, for lack of a better word, very deflated. A first half, you come out here, they had high hopes to keep this a competitive ball game, and they're already down 27-6. That's a rough start, and there's not much you can do. As Coach K, the legend goes, when Duke is off to a terrible start in the first half, well, Christian Leitner said at this NCAA tournament season, he said there were a couple games when we had a terrible first half and Coach K would walk in the locker room and his speech would be, that's about the worst we can play. So whatever we do, even if we end up losing, hey, we got the worst out of our system in the first half. Now let's play our game. That's the way A&M has to feel, whether they get close or they can't. They're getting open looks in the second half. If they fall, this could get interesting. You never know.
It could, and those three-pointers, they've taken 5 of them. None of them have gone in.
And all good looks.
Yeah, they're open. They're getting a chance to do those things. And even down low, they're getting good looks at the post end. It's just none of them are going through for them, and that's been an unfortunate end. They're playing good defense. 27 points in 20 minutes. That's pretty efficient as a defense.
Especially how well the Sig Ep seniors are moving the ball. Again, we keep referencing it. These guys are fraternity brothers. They spend a lot of time together playing basketball, going to class, hanging out at the house, playing basketball at the house, all that. So they know each other's games so well. You can tell Sig Ep is so on the same page when they have the ball. They know exactly where one another is cutting. Tons of backdoor cuts, tons of no-look passes where you're like, how did Ryan King even find him down low? And there he is for an easy layup. They just seem to always be on the same page. And so A&M really is playing good defense. They're not giving up a ton of easy looks, but sometimes Sig Ep is just one step quicker, and they know each other so well. They're finding ways to get good shots.
So whenever you face that on that side, Texas doing everything pretty well for themselves, getting the looks they need, getting in foul, getting Texas A&M in foul trouble, going to the line. I mean, they don't have to change a thing at this point. Man, you come in, you got a 27-6 lead. You can even say to yourself, you know what, we could coast and get this one off, but against Texas A&M, I don't think that's going to work very well. But here, minute and a half here left in our halftime show. Texas A&M coming into this season last year, whenever they played basketball, it was the women's that for Texas that won the game. Co-ed, they won the game. And then the men's team last year for Texas A&M was able to beat Texas. This year, the men's team is the only one left to have a chance to beat the Horns, as they're in danger of being swept for these 2 years. So at this point, 27-6, it seems like it's going to be that way. But this is a relatively new tournament. It all started back when Texas and Texas A&M split when A&M went to the SEC. It was a student initiative. The student president for UT at the time, Horatio Villarreal, paired together with the rec sports team here at Texas and try to coordinate with Texas A&M to come together and play flag football tournaments and basketball tournaments with the champions of each school. So they come together and they decided to do that. Started it last year, and then now they're continuing it this year, but it's no longer part of the student initiative on the government end. It's been carried on by rec sports. They hope that it carries momentum as the years go by. And from what we've seen, both of these teams have been pretty excited to be around here. It takes a lot to get a college kid to drive 3 hours on a Sunday to come and play basketball against another team, especially if you are expecting to lose 27-6. But it's a fun environment being a part of this. Get to play in Gregory Gym. You get to have the television network come out. And it's a good part.
You're exactly right, Brooks. It's been really a wonderful time. This entire rec sports staff here at UT had an incredible job, been incredibly hospitable. These players are having a great time regardless of the score. And it's been just a wonderful thing to be a part of. And I'm glad to be here with you, with the whole TSTV team. And it's been a lot of fun. And hopefully A&M can come back and make the second half really competitive and
interesting
and exciting. Yeah.
Well, we'll see as we start the second half. Texas will start off on defense with the Aggies going from right to left now. See if they have any inspiring words from the half to get themselves back into it. And an early drive and a put-in.
There we go. Off to a great start. It took them 6 minutes in the first half to get their first points. Barely took them 6 seconds.
Pettigrew drove into lane, was able to dish that in. Here's a three taken from Ranking and good.
Right when you have momentum, Sig Ep seem to take it away, and it's always through Ryan King. Now he's over 15 points.
Ryan King brings it up to 30-8. Aggies trying to hold on to some sort of confidence. Backing down, double team, puts it up, no good. Put back, no good as well, and there's a foul. Looks like they're going to call a shooting foul.
Seems like a concentrated effort by A&M to get the ball down low every possession here.
Rexroad pegged with the foul. That'll bring Pettigrew to the line. He's got 2 points so far in the second half. Kind of taking it upon himself to bring the Aggies back into this, and the first free throw, good. back within 20. Ryan King knocked down the three on the last possession. So he's out left to Kemp. At this point, there's a kick ball. That'll remain Texas ball.
And Brooks, comebacks always start on the defensive end. Even if they start making threes, A&M, guess what? If you don't get stops, you can't come back.
Well, Hugh doubling in, trying to stop Kemp, but he lays it in right against him. Put it in 32-10. Wanted to charge on it, but he was right down there, and both of them contesting for that shot. Pettigrew spinning in the lane, up with a shot, no good, but an excellent showcase there to get an effort to the rim. See Rexroad in transition, dump pass, and there's going to be a foul called. I don't think this will remain on the floor.
Great dish there by Rexroad. As you can see, SIGEP has a very easy offensive game plan right now. They run their sets through Rexroad. He does a great job with the ball in his hands, and then get it down to Ryan King for the finish. Simple 1-2 plan.
The foul kept the points off the board, but they'll inbound again, try and kick it in sneakily to Ryan King, and he's able to hold on to it after A&M bounced it out a bit. Driving the lane. Rexroad getting the pick. Kicks it out to the three-point line. Kemp driving up, and it's batted back across half court, trying to keep it from going back court, and driving is Ryan King, and he's fouled with the shot.
A&M definitely thought that was a backcourt violation. I would have to agree. It looked like it was backcourt.
Well, he tried to jump over the line and maintain balance, throwing it back into the court. Rexroad doing all he could do. Regardless, the refs felt it was Texas possession, and Ryan King did what he could do to get to the basket. Now he's at the line, makes his first free throw. A&M substitutes, brings back in Colton Krennick. And also for the Aggies, Andrew Barnes. Second one, no good. But the Longhorns able to maintain possession. This just starts to keep piling on with 16 left to go. Eckerd. Raymond. Now a shot taken from Rexroad. It's no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it in.
SIGEP so unselfish with the ball. 5 passes that possession. Whipping it around, getting good look after good look.
Max Garnery on that shot actually for Texas, and now he's chasing after the ball, trying to keep it in play. Does, but Barnes will be able to keep it for the Aggies. Now they've got a 5-on-2 down low, and it's picked away by Texas.
Quick hands. SIGEP back on the run. 3-on-run.
And they'll put that through. Garnery able to be the catalyst on this defensive end. Now they lead 37-10. Here's a three from Barnes. No good.
Just not falling, and there's nothing you can do.
On the opposite side, a reverse layup taken. Beautiful layup.
Great English. Wow, I'll tell you what. I don't know what he's studying, but seems like an English major to me with that one.
Eckerd with 2 points. Now down low. Pettigrew, and he puts it through. 39-12.
You got to love A&M here coming out. The game is getting further and further away from them with less and less time, but they are not stopping the hustle, getting after it on every play.
Ryan King with it on the left wing. There'll be another A&M substitution whenever the dead ball comes through. There'll be Jake Bishop coming in. Bishop just wants a shout out to his family, so we'll give it to him. Now they get the turnover on the opposite side. Down 39-12, 14 to play. Here comes Pettigrew and lays it in. Pettigrew really taking it on himself. He's taking the Aggies from 6 points at the half to 14. And the Aggies call time. Here at 39-14 with 14 to play.
You got to love this. This is what intramural athletics are all about, Brooks. This A&M squad down 25 in this game, under 15 minutes left. Guess what? their hopes are still high. They're high-fiving, they're cheering each other on, and they are not giving up for a second. 100% hustle, 100% effort on every play, and you just got to love the attitude and just the love of competition from both sides. UT, A&M, it's not about wins and losses. There will be no coaches getting fired after this one. There will be no coaching searches that take place as a result of a loss. It's just a group of guys that love the game of basketball, love to play, and just love to compete. No matter what the score is, no matter how much time's left, they just get after it. And you just gotta. It's very enjoyable to watch, and it's great to see from both sides. Really wonderful.
So they come out of the timeout, 39-14. Texas back in with it, and Rexroth takes the possession. Sig Epps with the 39-14 lead. They'll back it down. Ryan King, double team. Back up top. Beautiful swing. Here's Rexroth, and it's tipped away. Starts on the defensive end. They'll chunk it deep, and it's picked off by Texas. Fighting for it, wrestling up. Now it's Ryan King with it. Goes to the lane, and he's fouled.
Texas with the quick hands throughout the game. A lot of steals, and when they get a steal, they're looking to turn that into 2 points the other way.
That's on Lombard, his third. Now Ryan King trying to extend it up to 40, and he misses. But in the intramural leagues, Johnny, I've partaken in intramural leagues. Not as successful as this group here.
I have as well. My team, we were the Detroit Lions, circa, what was it, 2010? We were
0 for?
Yeah, we were a solid 0 for 5. But again, it's the effort that counts.
Yeah, at least you're having fun, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to keep this one competitive, 40-14. Pettigrew drives the lane. Off the glass, no good. Able to hold on possession. Here's a three taken. See if it drops. Nope. Streak continues. Texas trying to take it through. Back up to Eckert. Raymond back to Eckert, driving through, and it's picked up by A&M here on the possession. Driving back. Leaning in is Jolly, and he's fouled. Went up for the shot. They're going to call him on the shooting foul. He'll get 2. Looks like a bit of a cut lip for Ryan King. Bleeding a little bit from the lip. They have the training staff on him to check him out. They'll bring in a substitution for him. Went hard to the rim. Ryan King's been playing well all day. That's been his pasture right beneath the goalpost, and he's been able to bring the Horns in for a large lead in this game. They're going to call the foul on Ryan King.
Second team foul.
Say that will be a charge. Ran right in. They're working out the substitutions. So Ryan King being worked on over on his bench. Aggies being attended on theirs. It seems like his mouth hit his eyebrow.
Yeah.
And
there's
not
blood on
stuff.
both ends. Yeah, it's actually Jolly who has a cut right above his eyebrow.
Right above that left eye, and Ryan King, that front tooth. So free throws come in for Connor Hugh, who substitutes in for Jolly, and now they're on the board 40-15. Clock has stopped at 12:03 on the injury. Even though they missed that, it goes off the bounds of a Texas defender, and they'll retain possession. Back up top, Pettigrew. Backing up. Trying to get it down in the lane. It's stolen again by Texas. Here comes Raymond. Throwing right side. Bounce pass in. A nice shot up by Guarnieri, and it's no good. Aggies in transition now. 2-on-3. Pettigrew backing down. Nice behind the back look. Up and in.
Bucket and the foul. 2's not good enough. He's trying to get 3.
Bishop had the shout out to his family. Now his family pleased to see him put in the dish. Goes to the line and try and add 3. That's Eckerd's first foul. Aggies trying to get it to 40-18. There it is. Just under 11 to play. As this rivalry continues in the intramural leagues between Texas and A&M, spinning in the lane. Eckerd dishing it to no one and trying to save it is Reinking, and he throws it in. Parmigianieri. Here comes an alley-oop. Krennic tries to dunk it in, but can't. And McGuire able to get the rebound. Down into Krennic. Post move, throws up the dish, and it's no good. Guarneri on the rebound. Almost had a highlight from the Aggies.
On this end, Krennic wanted a foul, didn't get it. On the other end, UT does get the foul. And now it looks like Raymond might be going to the line. No, Eckerd's going to the line. So Krennic doesn't get the free throws. Krennic does.
And Krennic doesn't get the dunk either. We mentioned. Now the substitution coming back through. Grant Jolly enters the game again. Subs in for Hugh. Seems to have his eyebrow patched up. Good to play. No movement yet on the Texas bench with Reinking. He's still being searched at. So now the Aggies down 42-18. And Bishop will bring it up for them. Backing down. Here's Jolly. And in. Welcome back. Puts the board in, now 42-20. Swing across, and it's batted back by Bishop. Throws it in. Texas up with a shot. Eckerd in.
Great athleticism there to contort his body and finish on the other side of the rim, shielding the ball away from the defender. That was textbook.
Pettigrew up with the left hand.
Oh, with the spin-orama to the basket for 2.
Attaboy Pettigrew bringing 44-22. We'll see if the Aggies bring in a couple of new players. Lombard checking in at the table. Rex Road at the top of the key. Eight and a half to play. Texas trying to hold on to the sweep for the first time in this Lonestar Intramural Showdown. Rexrow crossing over. Good move. Dishes it down, up. Rebound back from Guarneri, and it's no good. And it'll be Aggie ball. So here comes Andrew Barnes and Leon Lombard. Now the Aggies down by half the Longhorns' points. Trying to at least make the spread. Which I don't know what it is.
We got to console our resident Vegas Vic here.
Taking the 3, not good. Guarneri taking the pass, throws it down court into Kent.
Oh!
A beautiful layup.
He put the ball around his back and laid it in. Gorgeous move. That's a Sports Center top 10. Coming down the other way, we almost have a dunk by Jolly.
Talked about being a little happy about your own play. Jolly caught him sleeping and put in the 2 points. Another acrobatic lay-in.
Really great play here to finish this game. You can see these guys are still having fun regardless of the score.
Raymond with the score. Now a 3 taken from Bishop, and it's off the front rim. He gets his own rebound, puts it in. 48-26.
Back and forth we go here.
Ryan King still on the bench there, maintaining his mouth. And here Guarneri with the jump shot, and he airs it, and Texas A&M will take over. Driving the opposite lane. Going for the shot. It's no good. Barnes trying to hold on to it. Texas able to throw it back in, and Raymond looking for someone to give it to. Full court pressure is on as it's tipped at midcourt. Throwing down the right side. Here comes Guignard. He'll take the three. No good. See what Bishop's able to do. And he lays it in.
That's exactly what A&M, the Toon Squad, Wile E. Coyote, hoped to do from the start. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened nearly enough today.
Well, we haven't seen any efforts to lay a detriment to Texas. No TNT or, ropes.
No, they haven't brought
pianos.
the anvil out.
I thought we'd see a piano hanging from the gym here at the top, but unfortunately none of that has occurred. And Barnes up the layup, but he's fouled.
But you got to love this aggressiveness here from A&M. They're just running recklessly right now. If they would have had this strategy from the start, it might have been a different game. Who knows? They've gotten out. They're up to 28 now. They've scored 10 points in the last 6-7 minutes by getting out and running and running and running on every possession, regardless of a UT score or not.
They had 6 points at the half, so that's 22 in this one. They've been running with Texas so far. And they'll bring in their substitutions. Here comes Connor Hugh and Colton Krennick. Down 20 with 5 to play. That gap slowly beginning to close. See what Andrew Barnes is able to do. Makes the free throw, now within 20 points for the first time since the first half. Will that be enough for the Aggies? Horns trying to hold on. Trying to skip past it is Kemp. Gets rid of it. Double team, Rexroth kicking out left side. Trying to swing it around, and he's hacked by Hugh, but they don't call it. He's trying to throw it around. And it's off his knee, and it'll be out of bounds. Refs not being very aggressive on the defensive end. Seemed like Texas was getting hacked all over the place.
For the most part, I think these refs have done a terrific job. They're really just letting the kids play.
Driving the lane, off the shot, no good from Lombard. It's out of bounds. State Texas ball. I believe we got Tyrone Swoops in the house.
Wow. A celeb sighting here.
Good to see the rivalry.
You just wonder where Johnny Football might be.
Probably in some club right now. I know it's a Sunday. Maybe he takes his day off.
It is Sunday Fun Day. So I don't know how much time for intramural athletics he has.
I'm sure he'd be a champ, though. Imagine Johnny playing intramural basketball. Get on the left side. No good. Because he'd be so much more athletic than everyone else. Just kind of, I imagine he'd just wait on the opposite side, cherry pick, get the deep ball, get a dunk in.
I feel like his personality, he would love the trash talk. He would love to egg you on and this and that, and then just as soon as he dunks on you, he'd be the first guy to chirp.
Just because of how low key this is, he'd probably come over and talk with us. That's probably what happened. I don't know if we can get Tyrone over here. That probably won't happen. 48-29, driving the lane. There's Eckert and lays it in.
Hopefully we get Shaka over here.
Shaka'd like that steal.
That would be, frankly, I would be a little shocked if we could actually get him over here.
All right. There's the charge from Kemp.
Oh, with the charge.
A&M getting a chance to pull this one back within 20.
Foul on number 42, Carter Kemp, his third.
Kemp with his third foul of the game. .2:19 to play. Here on the left side, here comes Pettigrew bouncing in. He'll try up the shot, and it's blocked out of bounds. It'll remain a Aggie ball.
A&M trying to run the 2-minute drill here. See what can you never know what can happen in 2 minutes. I don't think 21 points can happen, but
no. But Hughes trying to get 2 at least. Lays it in, tries the reverse, and it won't go. Hughes been aggressive in the second half, as well as Alex Pettigrew. Trying to kick it out. Nice swing. Little mishandle. Longhorns fully content with the lead so far. Kind of pulled their foot off the gas. Drew Raymond Throws down, tries to get a backdoor pass, but it's tipped away by Pettigrew. They hold on. Not sure who that was going to. Aggie's able to pull it through, and here comes Andrew Barnes. He's got the numbers, kicks it out left. And Critic with the dunk.
With the jam! We got something to cheer about now. Everyone's excited. This game's been it's been settled for a while, frankly, but the fans love to see some dipsy-do dunkaroos.
Critic brought the hammer. Now it's 50-31 with a minute to play. Carter Kemp swinging out left, and there's an open three every chance they can throw it. They're trying to foul and continue this game. Not sure why. 50-31. 46 seconds. Now they'll take a three. Eckerd.
Splashdown. It is pool party season, so apropos that this game ends on a splashdown. Another dunk, another jam.
20 seconds
wow.
left. So now Pettigrew and Critic have it.
All of a sudden, this is a dunk contest, Brooks. I'm ready to lace up the sneakers and get involved out here.
Well, Texas will just hold on to this one now. 10 seconds remaining, and they'll just run the clock out. Pettigrew and Critic get the last laugh, though. 2 dunks of the game.
Great effort by both teams. Great sportsmanship. High fives all around. And exciting that the game ended on a couple dunks. What do you think, Brooks? Should I get out there? I would want to try the old MJ free throw line jam.
Well, you'll have to bring that chair you're sitting in with you.
Or an actual Looney Tunes trampoline.
Right. We'll see if we can arrange that. But that's how it ends here. Texas ends up winning 53-33. They complete the sweep. At first, it was the women's team. They ended up winning 57-20. Then they brought in co-ed. Texas won 63-31. And now your final here for the men's, 53-33. Second year in a row, Texas won the series in basketball. See that trophy over there? Get to hold on to it. It's pretty nice. Shape of a Texas.
It's almost as nice as your UT class ring, Brooks.
I don't know if it's as expensive, though.
I kept looking at that. I was thinking I was sitting next to the Super Bowl champion, Bertram Skilling.
Yeah, it's been interesting seeing how that one's paid off. But Texas getting the win. Second year in a row. Texas A&M, the men's team won last year, so they got the revenge this year. We'll see if they get a chance to do that next year as they hope to continue this Intramural Showdown and keep the rivalry alive.
Well, you know what we did? We referenced Shaka Smart, and obviously we all hope that he has great success now taking over the basketball program, but hopefully he can learn from this and bring our actual UT men's team to championships.
Well, we'll see if that happens. But for now, we'll go and we have a player with us. It's Katerina Biancardi, and she's got Andrew Rexroth for our post-game interview. Take it away, Katerina.
For the Texas Longhorns. Andrew, this game was fought to the last minute. The physicality was high. What was the key focus to walking away with victory today?
I think our team prides ourselves on team defense. So we just came out and played defense and focused on our matchups individually, and that led us to separate and take the victory. Absolutely. So you mentioned defense, and you're dominating offense. What was the focus there in assessing that offensive play? Just throughout the regular season, pushing the ball and running has always separated us, and no one's been able to stop it. So just getting those rebounds and running, that's basically what we stuck to that and solid defense. Yeah. And finally, most importantly, how does it feel to be walking away as champions and beating the Aggies in the Lonestar Showdown? It's always a good feeling to beat a school like A&M, especially now they're in the SEC, because the Big 12 is better than the SEC, and I think that's just a reminder of this. And I know your buddies were on the other team, some high school friends. Is that a little bittersweet too? Yeah, definitely. A rival high school guy and then another kid from my high school. So it's fun to get a W like that. Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it. All right, back to you, Brooks and Johnny.
Thanks, Katerina. Glad to have Andrew Rexroth with us here on the post-game show. He's excited.
Thank you so much. I hope you had fun.
And I'm sure he did have fun. A lot of fun.
Almost as much fun as we had. It was a wonderful time broadcasting this game. Great game. UT SIGAP seniors absolutely put on a basketball display. As Andrew was saying, again, the key that we've talked about the entire game, key was easy baskets. SIGAP's got a ton of easy baskets, and unfortunately for A&M and their Toon squad, they just didn't have enough cartoon-esque flow from downtown, as it always, the anvil would hit the backboard and everything would shatter off the rim. Could not make an open three. Meanwhile, SIGAPs was out running and gunning the entire game.
Well, Texas played pretty well in their end. Cal Eckhart and Drew Raymond, even Ryan King, whenever he was playing throughout, and had that injury at the end to his mouth. Now, a lot of good plays. But, Johnny, as tradition, at the end of this, who do you feel the player of the game is?
Oh, well, you absolutely have to go Ryan King. The guy absolutely put on display the entire game, scored the first 6 points of the game for UT, just took over from the start, being aggressive, driving down low, and you had Rexroth did a great job of getting him the ball because Rexroth is the point guard. Great vision, great job of getting his entire team involved, but he always looked for, all right, we need a basket, go to Ryan King, little driving kick, and Ryan King finished the deal almost every time he touched it.
Well, Alex, Ryan King is our player of the game here on Texas Student TV. And the Lonestar Intramural Showdown goes to Texas for the second year in a row. They swept them from the women's to the co-ed to the men's. The Longhorns are victorious. Thanks for Alex, Andrew Rexroth joining us in the post-game show. Gave his opinion about the Big 12 over the SEC. I'm sure everybody's very familiar with that one. But see if that one's shared as it goes around. But hopefully we'll get to be here again next year. We'll see if the initiative continues for the rivalry to continue. And maybe we'll pick up at the major level, too. We'll see what Shaka Smart and the rest of Steve Patterson are able to do on that. But, again, Texas winning 53-33. Thanks, Johnny, for coming out, man. It was great doing this with you.
Brooks, it was a wonderful time. I appreciate being alongside with you. And it was a fun for the entire afternoon, being out here seeing some great athletes just sharing their love of the game and competing hard.
Well, it'll be nice to see how this continues. A lot of nice games here from these Longhorns and Aggies. And we'll have more programming on Texas Student TV in our game day sector, see if we can get some more stuff before the end of the semester. But we'll definitely bring more live stuff for you from the student realm. But for everyone else, glad to have everybody a part of it. A lot of work going into this, and I just want to thank every one of them. Johnny, thanks again. I'm Brooks Cabina. And your score again, Texas 53, the Aggies 33. We'll see you.